It's Jonesy and Amanda starting room go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's Jonesy and Amanda starting room go. Yeah, 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 yeah.
On the cutting room floor, what we got there today, Governor?
Haven't we all enjoyed seeing the return of Vivian? Vivian was a little miniature dachshund who went missing on Kangaroo Island
Yep.
for
18 months.
18 months.
Yep, their owners took it along to Kangaroo Island for a holiday.
A camping weekend. And
It's not the sort of dog you take into the wild. You see those dudes that drive around in Ford Raptors and they've got pig dogs on the back of their Ford Raptors in those metal boxes and they're slavering away at the cage, not the driver of the car, so sometimes you can't tell them apart. And then they let the pig dog and they go pigging, shooting pigs.
No.
You don't take a little dachshund along for
what
pig
they
hunting.
did, they went camping. They took their little dog along because he's a member of the family. And he was within a little caged area and had his toys. While they went fishing, they came back. He wasn't there. Missing for 18 months. And they saw footage of him on various cameras, various security cameras, I guess, surveillance cameras around the island. So they knew he was still alive. They finally captured him and brought him home. Lots of great vision of the reunions. And he looks like he's very, very happy to be home. Because I was wondering if he'd come home and, like a Stephen King novel,
Like Cujo.
he'd have gone feral and maul their faces off.
Yeah, because Cujo was a Saint Bernard and you wouldn't have expected him to be savage. Saint Bernards largely are a rescue dog.
Especially when they're bringing you the brandy.
When they bring the little barrel of brandy.
Remember Pet Cemetery? That book scared the hell out of me.
Was there a Saint Bernard in that as well?
No, I don't
No,
think
it was a cat.
It was yeah.
And the little kid.
Yeah, I'll
And
spoil
the little
alert.
kid. Well, if
Then
you
he-
haven't seen a movie from 1997.
I don't know, we can't help you with that. But that was terrifying. But on to other things.
Yes.
I'm glad,
I like the idea of
glad Vivian's alive and well.
a dachshund because they're the cutest little dog. They always look like they're wearing a waistcoat.
Oh, they do. And their little velvety
Their
arms.
little faces.
They're so sweet.
But they're plagued with veterinary problems, though, aren't they?
Well, are they?
Yeah, because they're not meant to be like that.
Yes, they are. Well, maybe not the miniatures, but they were bred. Every dog has a purpose. Every dog originally had a job.
Yeah.
We didn't breed them just to be fun. Even the dogs, like a King Charles Cavalier had a job. The lap dogs, that was their job. That's why they are bred with flat noses and big eyes, because they can sit on your lap and look up into your face.
Yeah.
Like my dog is a border collie. We all know what those jobs are. It's chasing, rounding up sheep. But any of those dogs with slightly longer noses, if you talk to them and say, do you want to go for a walk, whatever, they'll move their head from side to side because they can't see around this. They can't see enough of your facial expressions around their long snouts.
Yeah.
So every dog has a job. So I'm not sure what Valerie's is. Anyway.
Well, it's so cute. I had a dog once and it was just a 90-kilo poo machine.
And its job was to be a poo
That's
machine.
what I did.
Let's talk about cats, though. I'm not a cat person. You've had a number of cats over the time.
Yeah.
And you've spoken to me about how sometimes your cat was being fed down the road.
Yeah, Rufus, our cat that we had, and I don't want pets. I don't want cats. I don't want dogs. I just don't have any time for them. And it's not fair. It doesn't mean I don't like them. I like cats and I like dogs, but I just don't have the wherewithal to feed them, to do all the junk that goes with them. I'm very disconnected from them. You need a dog in your life. I don't.
Yeah.
But having said that, I don't hate dogs or cats. What happened, we inherited 2 cats,
Yeah.
my wife and my kids.
You inherited them too.
Yeah, families are like that as well. I want to be like Reacher, just going from town to town, punching people out and rooting women. That's all I want to be.
But someone was feeding your cat.
Yeah. So with a French chap, and he loved Rufus. And Rufus was you met Rufus.
Yeah.
He was a very wise cat, but he was a very smart cat as well.
Very well read.
Very good at like munching into minor birds. Like never munched into a native bird, by the way. But I remember one time watching him on my back fence and there was these minor birds swooping him because he just killed one minor bird. And the minor bird, what the remains of it were at the back fence. And the other birds, the rest of the bird family are clearly upset about this, were swooping Rufus. And Rufus is just sort of lying on the top of the fence.
Well fed.
Well fed. And then about 20, 30 minutes later, I walk past and there's a dead minor bird again.
Right.
And Rufus going, you birds don't come here for the hunting, do you? So he was...
And then there were 2. Well, the reason I bring this up, if someone is systematically feeding your cat, you can, if you live in Switzerland, you can have them arrested.
Really?
This woman in Zurich, an elderly woman, is facing court accused of systematically feeding her neighbour's cat. The cat's name is Leo. And because she made it so easy for Leo to go in there and be fed all the time, Leo didn't want to return to his own home. And the owners are suing this woman. So she repeatedly fed Leo, who lives in the same building, over a 10-month period. Despite her neighbours' requests for her to stop feeding Leo, she didn't. She continued to defy their wishes. She installed a cat flap on her door so Leo could come and go as he pleased.
Right.
The constant feeding and ease of entry meant that Leo ended up abandoning his rightful owner and instead favouring the old woman. She's facing charges of systematic feeding, which is a criminal offence in Switzerland. It says here, while it sounds lighthearted, cases like this are increasingly landing in court, with many pet owners reporting feeders who are interfering with their cats. Because it's easy to buy a cat's affection.
Yeah.
Dogs, not so much.
Exactly.
You know, with a cat, you can buy them off. They just go to the nearest
Oh, your
place.
cats, they don't care wherever the food's coming from.
That's right.
Yeah, you do not want to interfere with your neighbour's pussy because
Has this whole journey
at
led to this?
At the next neighbourhood watch meeting, it's going to be awkward.
Right. Is this where you're going for the minor birds? No. Let's pretend this has never happened.
What have you done?
Let's
No
pretend
wonder
this
this
has
ended
never
up on the
happened.
cutting room floor. See, I do something and then you do it worse.
You didn't need to do anything. You could have just gone, what an interesting story, and left it at that.
What an interesting story. Let's leave it at that.
Thank you.
Roll the outro.
Okay, kids, that's it for today. Come back tomorrow for more Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.